Ah, Atlanta, the city of southern charm, towering skyscrapers and secrets lurking in the shadows. Our lovely Carmen may be stepping into her next modeling gig, but little does she know, this is more than just another stop on her road trip. I am Leah Vo, and this is Atlanta, Secrets in the Shadows. Carmen pulled her oversized sunglasses down to take in the view of Atlanta's skyline, glittering against the fading sunset. This was her fourth stop on the road trip, and it was shaping up to be one of her favorites. She wasn't sure if it was the blend of southern hospitality or the city's fast-paced energy, but something about Atlanta felt like the calm before the storm. Maybe it was because her next modeling gig at a luxury rooftop lounge was tomorrow, and tonight she was free. She strolled through Piedmont Park, the warm evening breeze sweeping through her long, dark hair. People jogged by, and couples cuddled on benches. It all felt so normal. But Carmen couldn't shake the feeling that something, or someone, was watching her.
Relax, girl. You're just being paranoid.
She muttered to herself, forcing a smile as she sat down on a park bench. She pulled out her phone, flipping through the texts from her agent Sylvie, confirming details for tomorrow's shoot. Suddenly, her phone vibrated with a new message from an unknown number.
Welcome to Atlanta, Carmen. Careful where you step. The shadows have eyes.
Carmen's heart skipped a beat, her fingers freezing on the screen. This wasn't the first creepy message she'd received since her journey started, but this one hit different. The air around her seemed to thicken, and she quickly glanced around. Nothing unusual, just the usual parkgoers. But her gut screamed otherwise. Determined not to let fear take over, Carmen tossed her phone into her bag, threw her hair back, and headed out of the park. She'd seen enough for one day. As she floored it to her hotel, she couldn't stop replaying the message in her mind. The shadows have eyes. What did that even mean? And who knew she was in Atlanta besides her agent? Carmen knew that ignoring it wouldn't help. Whoever was sending these cryptic messages was closer than she thought, and she was done playing the role of the clueless traveler. The next morning, Carmen strutted into the rooftop lounge for her photo shoot. The atmosphere was vibrant, with a touch of sophistication, exactly her style. The shoot was already in full swing when she arrived, models mingling by the infinity, the pool with the city as their backdrop.
Carmen, there you are, darling.
Her agent, Sylvia, waved her over, looking as glamorous as ever in a sleek black dress.
You're on in 20. Your wardrobe is in the dressing area.
Got it.
Carmen replied, trying to push the eerie message out of her mind. Work was her escape, and she wasn't about to let anything or anyone ruin it. As she slipped into a fitted green gown, Carmen admired her reflection. The gown hugged her curves perfectly, making her feel both powerful and elegant. But just as she adjusted the strap, something caught her eye in the mirror. A shadow in the corner of the room, barely visible but definitely there. She whipped around. No one. A shiver crept up her spine, but Carmen shook it off.
Focus, girl. It's just nerves.
The shoot went smoothly. Carmen worked her magic in front of the camera, posing effortlessly against the skyline backdrop. Yet every so often, she felt that familiar sensation of being watched. The kind of watching that wasn't from the camera lens. After the shoot wrapped, Carmen stayed behind to soak in the view. The golden glow of the city at dusk was breathtaking. She leaned against the glass railing, letting the cool evening breeze brush against her skin. Atlanta was beautiful, no doubt about it, but something still felt off. Then, just as she was about to leave, a man in a tailored suit approached her. His presence was casual, yet something about him screamed authority.
You must be Carmen. Beautiful work today,
he said, his voice smooth but with an edge.
Thanks. And you are?
She replied, studying him.
Call me Vincent. I'm a Friend of Sylvie's, I've heard a lot about you.
he said, flashing a disarming smile. Before Carmen could ask more, Vincent pulled out a small black envelope from his jacket and handed it to her.
What's this?
Carmen asked, her eyes narrowing as she took the envelope.
Just a message.
Vincent replied, his smile fading ever so slightly.
Think of it as a warning. Atlanta has its secrets, Carmen. Be careful who you trust.
And with that, Vincent turned and walked away, disappearing into the crowd as quickly as he had appeared. Carmen hesitated, staring at the envelope in her hand. Against her better judgment, she opened it. Inside was a simple handwritten note that reads,
The shadows are closer than you think. Watch your back.
She crumpled the note in her hand, adrenaline rushing through her veins. This wasn't just a random message. This was a warning, and whoever was behind it had just made their first move. As she stood alone on the rooftop, the lights of Atlanta twinkling beneath her, Carmen realized that the game had changed. The shadows were no longer just watching. They were closing in. Well now, looks like Carmen's little adventure just got a whole lot more interesting. A man in a suit, a cryptic message, and shadows lurking at every corner? Oh, darlings, you can bet things are about to get complicated. But don't worry, Carmen's not the type to back down. Until next time, stay fabulous. Stay sharp. And always watch your back.